Now at 6, police in Grove, Oklahoma are cracking down on crosswalk incidents in town. Plus, the Parsons Police Department releases its 2021 annual crime report, and the Arkansas governor strengthens his stance on Title IX regulations.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
City of Grove, Oklahoma is trying to inform its residents about dangerous situations in crosswalks downtown. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. KOAM's Yana Hautala spoke with police and residents about the issue.
Constant incidents on the crosswalks in the city of Grove have caught people's attention. We talked to a chief police and a local resident about the problem.
The Garden Club has been working downtown in the flower beds, and so they've told us of numerous incidents where people have been close, near misses with cars hitting pedestrians. So obviously that makes us real concerned.
As the city has gained more shops and restaurants, police department in Grove is aware of the problem with their traffic and crosswalks downtown. At times, cars don't stop for crosswalks, but pedestrians need to pay attention as well.
Pedestrians not using the actual crosswalk to cross the street.
A local resident has seen incidents happen himself.
I'll just walk and they'll stop. And, as you can tell, like the big truck, he's not going to stop. I mean, he can't stop. He's big.
He says if the warning lights were brighter, drivers could more likely see them and stop for pedestrians. Additional signs could also help.
We put the flashing yellow lights around it saying there's a pedestrian crosswalk coming up.
At the moment, police is patrolling nearby the crosswalks and giving warnings. According to the chief, if warnings are not enough, other ordinances will be issued.
If that doesn't work, then we'll go to issuing citations for violations.
But so far, the city has been lucky with avoiding any accidents.
We haven't had any car pedestrian accidents, thankfully, yet, but that's, of course, what we're trying to avoid.
In Grove, Yana Hautala, KOAM News.
Chief Morris says they're listening to resident suggestions to make the downtown crosswalk safer. The Parsons, Kansas Police Department has released its annual report for 2021 with data compiled from the Kansas Bureau of Investigation. The data shows crime rate per capita is the lowest it's been since 2014. Violent crime is the lowest it's been since 2016. Property crime the lowest since 2018. The numbers show that 2021 has the lowest amount of total crime reported since the Parsons PD started collecting this data in 2003. The police chief says hard work pays off.
And so this is actually a great step forward, and it's unique if you think about the staffing challenges that our agency has, as do all of the agencies throughout the region. So our staff is actually doing a significant amount of more work per capita, and yet still being able to serve the community.
You can view the entire report on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. The suspect in a high-speed chase and a series of Joplin thefts from a senior living center, an apartment complex, and a hotel gets a suspended sentence. He's Adam Gustafson of Joplin. Police arrested Gustafson in January after a safe stolen from a hotel was found near Cracker Barrel in Joplin. Police say Gustafson had fled in a stolen car and was suspected in the theft of a generator, tools, and other items. In a plea deal, Gustafson pleads guilty to receiving stolen property and gets 5 years probation. Sam Lane joins us now with a first look at the weather.
Thank you very much, Dow. It was another hot one across the area, especially out to the west in Kansas. Radar right now, pretty much all clear across our area. We did have a few scattered sprinkles and showers up to the north and west earlier. Those have now moved over into western Missouri, but they're starting to fall apart just a little bit. All right, if you're heading out to the football game tonight in Seneca, Missouri, check this out. Tonight at 7 o'clock, we'll be seeing temperatures in the upper 70s, and then by halftime, we'll be looking at temperatures in the middle 70s with nice and pleasant conditions for a good game between Lamar and Seneca down there in Seneca. If you're heading out to the lakes this weekend, looks pretty good for the most part. Elk City Lake and Big Hill Lake all about 1 3/4 of an inch below normal. A little bit better at Grand Lake with just a little over a foot below normal. Beaver at 1.66, and Table Rock Lake though is at 3.5 feet below normal. I'll be back in a minute to tell you about the forecast and the hot weather, so stay tuned.
See you then. A school in central Missouri has thrown out a controversial transgender student policy. The policy stated all students, regardless of their gender identity, have the option of using any restroom, gender neutral, biological sex, or their self-identified gender. The Blair Oaks School Board voted unanimously to get rid of that policy. It was first implemented in November of 2020, but the recent discussion started after a community member took issue with how it was proposed. The concerns were about biological males using the restroom with biological females.
I personally find it disappointing that there's been so much focus on this issue at Blair Oaks. Ultimately, this is an issue that goes far beyond Blair Oaks or Jeff City or Columbia Public Schools or anywhere else. And I really want to readjust the focus on the great things that we're doing at this school district and the great things that our students do.
The assistant superintendent argues there have been 0 incidents of inappropriate sexual behavior in the bathrooms, which was one of the concerns some parents had about the policy. The board will now work with its lawyers to come up with a new policy. Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson held a news conference to make his stance clear on proposed Title IX regulations for transgender inclusion rules. Reporter Noah Tucker has more on what he said and steps the governing bodies are already taking at the local level.
The comments from Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson came with no surprise. He's made his stance very clear. He is opposed to transgender inclusion guidelines from the federal government.
Well, I don't believe it is discrimination if you're telling a biological male who may one day wake up and identify as a female that they have to go to a bathroom that's based upon their birth sex.
Governor Hutchinson made his stance clear on transgender inclusion Thursday, placing a focus on the impact on organized sports.
This would interfere with Arkansas law, it would interfere with common sense, and it would interfere with local control. Specifically, it would impact our ability to prohibit biological males from competing in girls' sports.
In March of 2021, Hutchinson signed Arkansas's Fairness in Women's Sports Law, doing just that, keeping trans women from being able to compete in girls' athletics. Similar laws have been signed at the local level, like in Newton County.
An individual or anybody that messes with God's creation is going to pay down the road. And it's not meant for boys to go in girls' bathrooms. It's not meant for boys to play in girls' sports because girls is at an unfair advantage against a male competitor.
Arliss Jones says he has grandchildren that he fears would be affected by the new guidelines.
They're taking away all the parents' rights. I mean, it's going to affect everything a parent does. And the parent needs to be the parents who educate their kids about anything with sex.
We reached out to members and allies of the LGBTQ community in North Arkansas, which provided the following statement. We are not surprised by the comments of Governor Hutchinson, but we believe that all children should get equal opportunities and treatment within public schools.
Attorney General Leslie Rutledge hinted if the Department of Education moves forward with the proposed Title IX changes, Arkansas will likely join a lawsuit to keep them from going into effect. Coming up, the Miami Chamber of Commerce hosts a conference for women in business. Plus, grade school kids and truck drivers join up for celebrations in Carthage. Kansas Governor Laura Kelly has announced nearly $6.5 million in grants have been awarded to continue improving services for adult and child crime survivors. Among the organizations receiving funds, the Safe House Crisis Center and Children's Advocacy Center in Crawford County, the Family Crisis Center in Barton County, and Hope Unlimited and CASA of the 31st Judicial District in Allen County. They all received grants. The Miami Regional Chamber of Commerce hosted the inaugural Women in Business Connection Conference. Professional and local speakers spoke on how to be authentically you. The conference consisted of general sessions and workshops throughout the day with vendors set up promoting and selling goods. The goal of the conference is to bring women together to celebrate the power of sisterhood.
So I teach people how to learn about the myths of networking, how to talk to strangers, how to get comfortable making authentic connections with people.
Some of the workshops and session topics included networking with confidence, branding your authentic self, and embracing your authentic voice. Steadley Elementary in Carthage celebrates a lot today. Students celebrated Constitution Day in the gym, and then they headed outside for a surprise. The surprise was that truck drivers drove by the school in honor of Truck Driver Appreciation Week.
One of those things that makes this country so special is the law of the land, and the birthday of that, the Constitution of the Law of the Land is September 17, 1787, actually 11 years after the beginning of our country.
Kids in kindergarten through third grade participated in reciting the preamble together. A little bit later, how skaters in Parsons look to bring repairs to their skate park.
And today was a nice day, but summer is coming back with a vengeance. I'll have details coming right up. Well, friends, it was another nice day across the 4 states with lots of sunshine and warm temperatures, but it's going to get summer-like here in the next few days. We'll take a look at that in a moment, but let's look outside right now in Seneca, Missouri, where a big game is going on tonight with Lamar down in Seneca, Missouri with the Indigo Sky Casino and Resort KOAM. Clear skies right now. There were a few altocumulus earlier this afternoon, but those have now moved off towards the east. Here in Joplin, you can see the altocumulus still out there just a little bit, and temperatures were very warm. 88 this afternoon. We started out at 61. Of course, that means we were above normal once again. 98 the records back in 1954. We're going to get close to that over the next few days. You see over the last week or so, we've had above normal temperatures all the way back to Monday. We've only had 3 days this month so far below normal. Most of those have been above, and that's going to continue as well. Storm tracker radar shows just a few sprinkles earlier today up towards the north. They have now moved over into central Missouri and are dying and dissipating at the current time. We're zooming in, show you a little bit of a sprinkle here east of Clinton and also just to the north and east of Fristow, and that is about it as far as radar goes. On the allergies, it was a little bit better today, 9.2 out of 12, and tomorrow will be just a hair better at 8.9, so at least we're getting some improvement there with the ragweed and the chenopod. Temperatures right now are in the mid-80s in Joplin and to the east. Out to the west, it's a little bit warmer, 91 in Sedan, 90 in Independence, and 90 over there in Nowata. Dew points, though, they're at least comfortable. We're seeing readings generally in the upper 50s to right around 60 degrees, so at least we have that going for us, but the dew points are going to start going up as well over the next few days, so the muggies are going to make a comeback as well. Currently in Joplin, we're sitting at 85 with a south wind at 9, bringing up the moisture. 61 is the current dew point, so our humidity is at 44%, and the pressure is currently falling. The forecast for tonight, generally mild across the area with lows in the upper 60s to right around 69 degrees in Joplin. The best chance of storms? Well up to the north, not anywhere close to us. Then as we go through the day tomorrow, we're going to see temperatures rising once again into the 90s, especially to the west, 94 in Sedan and Eureka, 90 in Columbus, 91 even here in Joplin, a little bit cooler off to the east in Monette with 86. Then as we go through Saturday night into Sunday morning, a few clouds floating by with highs or actually lows in the 70s across our area, and also the dew points are going to be increasing as well. Then as we go into Sunday, check out these highs, almost close to 100 out towards the west and 93, 94 here in Joplin. So it's going to be pretty toasty once again in our area. Then as we go into Monday morning, lows in the lower 70s, generally wall to wall. Your next 7 days, 91 tomorrow, 94 Sunday, 97 Monday, 98 on Tuesday, and yeah, it kind of goes that way all the rest of the week, with a record on Wednesday of 97. I did cool it down a little bit for Thursday and Friday, but that's really kind of hope. And then if we look at the extended, we see record temperatures again next weekend into early next week. So wow. Dow, I don't know what to say. Well, y'all are going to run me out of town on a rail if this keeps up.
I can guarantee that the cooler temperatures will arrive eventually.
Eventually.
The question is, when is that going to be?
We got to be patient.
Thanks. All right. A skate park in Parsons needs repair. According to skaters at the PKY skate park, they were promised repairs years ago, but the park is still in bad shape. So now they're holding an event tomorrow to skate and sign petitions for the skate park.
It needs renovation. It's been about 15 years past due. It's rust, bolts coming up, coping is aged to where it's not safe and your trucks get caught on there when you go to do certain tricks.
Yeah, the skaters say they want a better and, more importantly, a safer skate park. Still ahead, there's a handful of exciting high school football matchups across the area tonight. Sports reporter Danny Terzer is in Seneca. She's going to join us live alongside Lamar head coach Jared Bashore as the Tigers get set to take on the Indians.
Big Week 4 matchup in the Big 8 tonight. Undefeated Seneca hosting undefeated Lamar, and Tigers head coach Jared Beshore joining me a few minutes before kickoff at 7 p.m. And Coach, what stands out to me about your group so far this year is, of course, the defense. You guys haven't given up a single point through your first 3 games. What's made that group so dominant so far?
They're just doing their job. They're reading their keys. They're running the football, and we got a great defensive staff, and they've put a great game plan together. And so our kids are just doing that. Read their keys, run the football.
On the other side, Seneca averaging 50 points a game. What have you seen that stood out about them offensively?
They do a lot of good things. They move the ball around quite a bit to a bunch of different guys. They block really well. Their schemes always give them good matchups on the edge. So they're really well coached, and they're really physical up front.
Yeah, good team over there, and obviously they're going to bring their best shot tonight in front of their home crowd, trying to take down the #1 team in Class 1 or in Class 2, excuse me. So, how will tonight's team and this test for you guys make your team better?
It's a great measuring stick on where we are, especially in our conference and in Class 2 as well, since Seneca's dropped down to Class 2. So, it's a great matchup to kind of see where we stand against them in Class 2 and one of the better teams in our conference as well.
I'll let you get back to it. Thanks so much.
Thank you, guys.
So many more exciting matchups to get to tonight in Joplin. They put their undefeated record on the line tonight, hosting Webb City. The Cardinals lost their season opener, but have bounced back and won their next 2. Over in Kansas, Galena and Girard meet for a big CNC showdown. The 2-0 Trojans get to host this one tonight. The Bulldogs looking to make a statement following last week's tough loss to Quapaw. And all of tonight's games begin at 7 p.m. Be sure to tune in at 10 right here for 4 State Friday night. And on Press Box at 11 over on Fox 14. We'll have highlights and scores from all across the area. We'll be right back.
Take some time now to honor a local veteran. Tom Mcafee served in the U.S. Marine Corps from 1965 to 1968 in the Vietnam War era. His hometown, Joplin, and we are proud to salute Corporal Tom Mcafee, a 4-state hero. You can learn about lots of other heroes from all across this area. We have thousands of them in our database. You can look them up by military unit, by hometown, or by name. You can also submit a hero of your own. We're always looking for more to honor. Just go to our website and click on the link. You know the website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. The CEO of FedEx gives a gloomy message about the economy, agreeing that a worldwide recession is coming. Also, officials in Massachusetts are moving migrants from Martha's Vineyard to a military base on Cape Cod a day after they were flown there in an escalation of the political battle over the border. And there is 100 days until Christmas. Doesn't feel like it, but yeah, that is true. We're going to hear from current store supply chains, that and a lot more tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. And to be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, you should download the KOAM News app. It's really simple. It's available free of charge, the Apple App Store, the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app.
And you have the ability to look at our forecasts on there, which I don't know if a lot of people are going to like it, but we're going to see temperatures in the 90s for quite some time, even some records being set perhaps next week. So it doesn't look good. We need some rainfall desperately, but it doesn't look like we're going to have much of a chance.
Not in the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.